Hey everyone, it's Lena Howland reporting for ABC 10. I wanted to take you live right now. We are in Turlock right now in front of the Turlock Police Department. I wanted to take you live right now just to do a quick debrief with two police officers that just returned back. Literally, they just pulled into the parking lot after running in the Run to Remember LA half marathon in their full uniforms over the weekend. So I wanted to introduce you to these two officers that I just got done interviewing. This is Lieutenant Neil Cervenka. Say hello, Neil.
Hello.
And this is Detective Sean Dodge.
Hello.
Sean is with the Modesto Police Department, and Neil is here with the Turlock Police Department. You may remember Neil because we actually interviewed Neil only a week or two before he ran in this half marathon to just kind of preview what they were doing, talk about why he wanted to be a part of this, and just to give us a little recap of what it's been like to be a part of previous races like this. So this year was pretty special for both of you guys because I realized, you know, this race, the Run to Remember LA race, you are honoring more than 120 fallen police officers from across the country, but we had multiple officers here in our area that were killed in the line of duty that you guys were responsible for honoring. So Neil, tell me a little bit about what that experience was like for you and who you were responsible for honoring.
So I had the privilege of honoring my friend Ronil Singh, corporal with Newman Police Department that was killed December 26th, 2018. And I got to carry a flag for him. I had his runner card. We have little runner cards that we carry in our pockets, and when things get tough, we can pull them out and check and look at their faces and remember why we're running. So I get to present that flag to his family later on, and it's an honor that I can't describe right now.
Wonderful. And you mentioned that flag. You carried a thin blue line flag for the extent of that entire race. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have them on flagpoles, and we run with them on flagpoles, so they're held high for the whole race.
Wow. And so, I mean, what was this experience like for you? You were running in 25 gears or 25 pounds worth of gear, and you were still holding a flagpole.
Right.
What was that like?
Well, it's a pain you get used to after you run a few of these. It gets very hot. Even though Los Angeles started out at about 60 degrees, it got to about 70 before we were done. And because of the vest, you just can't, your chest doesn't breathe, and you get a little hot and your shoulders get tired. And but you know what? It was for Ron, so it didn't even matter.
Oh, wonderful. And so I want to take a step in you, Sean, to hear a little bit about your story and what this experience was like for you this past weekend.
Well, every time you get that butterfly feeling in the stomach, you know that you're running for a bigger purpose than you, and the relationships that you build as you run with not only other officers in gear, but also with people, the public. They get the chance to see you sweat and see that you're a normal person, and it's a surreal feeling being able to go out there and, you know, sweat a little bit and pound some pavement.
So it's also about kind of improving that relationship with the community and kind of humanizing you guys as officers and personalizing you guys to show, hey, we're real people too.
Totally. We sweat, we wear regular clothes, and you know, some you know, with the program that we just came out with, 10K with a Cop, some of these kids don't even realize that we have a home, a wife, a house. We have hobbies. It's not all police work. We're normal people.
Wow. So what was that experience like? I realized that both of you two have run multiple races wearing your full uniforms. A lot of people might call you crazy for doing that. But after doing this race specifically, what was that moment like for you when you finally crossed the finish line?
Well, for me, I got to cross the finish line with some very good friends of mine that I've made over the years, and one in particular is Captain Shane Heilman from the Everest Metro Police Department. And we met them at Police Week last year when we presented a flag from Run to Remember 2018 to Detective Jason Weiland's wife, Kara. Detective Weiland was killed in Wisconsin March 22nd, 2017 in a shootout, and we became fast friends. Later in August, we went to Wisconsin, to Wausau, where they're from, and ran a full marathon in full gear. At that point, it was Shane's desire to come out to California and pay it forward. And he trained hard, he trained all winter, and it was a cold Wisconsin winter. A lot of indoor training because of all the snow. And he did it. His very first half marathon ever, he runs in full gear. Long sleeves, tie. He went from 30 degrees in Wisconsin and with snow to 70 degrees in Los Angeles, California. And so I got to cross the line with him and see that surge of adrenaline and that excitement and that pride and that honor and that knowledge that his friend Jason was probably laughing at him for doing something so ridiculous, so over the top. And you know, he gave it his all. He left it all out on the course. So when I get to be part of that and get to see somebody else enjoying all the things that I've enjoyed, that's the important part for me. That's the point that I'll remember, is seeing the look on his face as we cross that finish line together.
Wow. And so what was that experience like for you, crossing the finish line one more time? One more time.
You know, every single time you approach that finish line, you get the butterflies in the stomach, tears to the eyes. You hear some of the stories on the course of people that have lost loved ones in the line of duty, and you know, it is by far one of my more favorite runs out there.
Wow, so meaningful, so meaningful. So I wanted to take a few steps aside. Neil pulled out the Thin Blue Line flag for us that he was actually holding for Corporal Singh's family, and he also has a card that he was carrying with him during the race. So I wanted to flip the camera around and just show you a little bit of the memorabilia that he's taking home from doing the race. So Neil, kind of walk me through what we're looking at right here.
So this is what the runner card is that I was talking about. They're 3x5 laminated cards, and the runners get to take them home and keep them. It gives the name and their end of watch and the cause, and a picture of the fallen officer. And then all these runners, because there's a lot of runners that don't know who they're running for, and this gives them an idea. This gives them a connection that they can take home.
Wow.
The challenge coin this year that was designed by Run to Remember Los Angeles features a relief of Ron and his dog.
Oh.
And then on the opposite side is Natalie.
Wow.
From Davis PD. So even though it's Run to Remember Los Angeles and there were 163 fallen officers in 2018, they chose 2 Northern California officers to be on the coin. Both very important in their community, just honest, hard-working people that wanted to serve, and they were taken from us way too early. And these are the people that we're running for, to remember them and to honor their legacy.
Oh, these images on this coin just break your heart. You know, even just seeing the detail of his dog Sam there, and even Natalie, how we all remember seeing this picture, and we remember seeing her hold that Thin Blue Line flag. It's difficult to see these, but it's awesome to see that 2 police officers from Northern California were honored on this, and it's called a challenge coin?
It's a challenge coin.
Okay.
It's originally from the military, and then we police officers and firefighters have taken it over in public safety, and it's a way of either honoring a unit or a department or a special event, and then we can trade those challenge coins or give those to important people or in our lives.
Great. And then tell us what this is.
So this is for the uniform challenge. All the officers that participated in full gear for the full 13.1 mile half marathon got a badge, and it's a real police badge that was designed just for this. It's a little something extra because we did a little something extra by running in uniform.
Amazing.
And then the flag is the flag that I ran. It's for Ron's family, and I carried it 13.1 miles through the streets of Beverly Hills in his memory.
And then are you the one that's going to be responsible for delivering this to Renil's family?
Yeah, and I don't know how that's going to work right now. So those are all details that are going to come forward in a little bit. Since we just got home literally minutes ago, we've got to do some planning on that.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm going to flip the camera around. So thank you for sharing that story with us. I know it's such a personal thing, but so meaningful. I realize that both of you guys have ran similar races to these in the past. So Sean, I'm going to toss it back over to you. what is kind of the main takeaway that you want the community to take away from the amazing thing that you guys have just participated in this past weekend?
Well, it's a crazy idea, running in gear. 25 pounds worth of gear. Usually we're trying to be lighter. Wearing the boots, you're supposed to be in comfort running, or a little bit more comfortable than that. Our goal is to honor the officers the best that we can. Our pain is very temporary compared to what the family has gone through, and we're willing to do that. We really want more officers involved in this. Those young officers that are watching this, we can't do it forever. Neil can't run forever. I can't run forever. We need that young generation to take this over and keep it going for a long time.
I don't know, I think we're still going to see you out there for several more years, so don't cut yourself too short there. Well, we appreciate what a positive example you are setting for some of our younger officers that are watching this, and even some other people here in this community. Any final messages from you on just kind of any final takeaways you want people to remember this by?
Remember that we're human. This is, we love doing this because we get to go out with the community. We're running with thousands of other people, and we get to talk to them, and they get to talk to us, and they get to see that we're just normal, sweating, breathing hard people that are doing the same thing they are, just with a little extra gear on. But it's great for the community, and we do this because we love the community. We love being out there.
Wow, wonderful. Well, thank you both for sharing your stories with us. I so appreciate it, and we are excited to piece together a full story that we will be posting on this Facebook page at Lena Howland and on the ABC 10 Facebook page. You might hear a quick little tidbit of this in our 5 o'clock newscast on ABC 10. So I hope you will tune in. For now, reporting in Turlock, this is Lena Howland for ABC 10.